You need to be more creative with your Minecraft videos. Because Minecraft is a sandbox game, you get infinite tools. You get infinite subjects, infinite terrain and generation to work with. Set design is completely free. So what is the limit to Minecraft filmmaking? Well, I would argue there is none. The only real limit is your persistence to creativity. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You can do a lot with a little. So by all means, if you have a vision, find a way to make it possible. My goal today is to show off some tools that can help you achieve that vision. One thing that I want to ingrain into your mind forever is this. Creativity is endless, and there's always a way to bring an idea to life. Sometimes it will be ridiculous, sometimes it will be tedious, but when the shot comes out, that's how you know it was worth it. Replay mod is one addition I'm sure most of you have heard of, and it's one that I've talked about on this channel on multiple occasions. It allows you to act without the worry of recording it perfectly on the spot, and it's a fantastic tool that single-handedly moved hundreds of creators from Forge to Fabric. But it does have some limiting factors, like zoom capability. For example, this is 30 FOV. This is as far as you can zoom out with the replay mod. It's not too bad. I wish I could zoom in more, but it's not the end of the world. But with Unbound FOV, we can actually lower that number even more. I am now at FOV 2, and if you disregard the eye glitches, it's pretty much perfect. This actually does render in replay mod, so it's a pretty powerful tool. And before you ask, yes, you can do the inverse, and it is unplayable. To the point where everything is upside down, my controls are inverted, and I'm getting a headache already. But the ability to adjust your focal length that much opens an insane amount of potential for diversity in your shot. Compare this, a standard drone shot at 70 FOV, I am incredibly small, you might not even be able to pick me out. Now at 30 FOV, you can actually see me in the video now. And here I am at 10 FOV, where I am so high in the world I can actually see the clouds. It might not be the most ideal use for this feature, but the amount of things you can do with it has just increased exponentially. But there is actually a tool more suited for this effect, and that would be ortho camera, where you can zoom out to ridiculous values. This looks insane. I have never used this one. I think I said at the beginning that I have used all of these. This one I found in the middle of recording it, and I am gonna find a way to implement this. But this allows for some insane cinematography. Like I can spin it, I can go directly above it, I can zoom in and out. Like there's so much you can do with it, and I can't wait to find ways to use it. Generally speaking, we're used to 3 different camera perspectives. First person, a back cam, and a front cam. Now those are great, don't get me wrong, but what if we want to explore more than just the default perspectives? What if, for example, we wanted a top-down shot, or perhaps a shot over the left shoulder, or perhaps a face cam, or a shot in tune with nature? This is Camera Utils, and it allows you to add custom perspectives to Minecraft. You get 2 different customizable presets to work with, each of which have their own UI to help you get the perfect angle. There are 2 mods that I can't live without, and those are Zoomify and FreeCam. Both of these have really helped define my cinematography style and are mods that I use in every one of my videos. When I'm not using replay mod for my drone shots, I am most definitely using FreeCam. It allows you to set up cameras in impossible positions that feel like I'm talking to you rather than the camera. It's also easy to get a ton of variety in angle, and is much quicker to set up than replay. There are many options for zoom mods: Just Zoom, Zoom-O-Matic, WeZoom, Logical Zoom, OK Zoomer, but by far the best one I have ever used is Zoomify. And let me tell you why. Zoomify is the GOAT. I tried too hard for that. With Zoomify, you get to customize the zoom exactly how you want it. For me, I like a tight, snappy zoom, something that I can emphasize every word with. But maybe you want it to be a little slower and perhaps a different transition. There's an absolutely absurd amount of combinations you can pick from. And if one zoom wasn't enough, Zoomify also has a secondary zoom. This combination of mods is also how I get my dolly zooms. I set FreeCam's horizontal speed very low, and then try to match that to the amount of time it takes to zoom. Crank up the zoom amount, move backwards while zooming in, and there you go. That is a dolly zoom. In my opinion, composition is an underrated part of cinematography, or at least it's one I kind of neglect. But I do want to get better at that, and a mod that can help you get better at that is Creator Overlays. And as you can see, I am currently using the Rule of Thirds, a very powerful tool for composition that shows what the eye is drawn to most. It can help make your shots feel more solid and, more specifically, balanced. In this shot, you can see the left side has significantly more space compared to the right. But if we then utilize the rule of thirds and align our subjects on those lines, it evens out the shot and makes the whole frame much more visually appealing. The mod also comes with customizable tracking points that help keep your subjects where they need to be inside the frame. And if you're a fan of making YouTube shorts, the mod is also equipped with a tool made specifically to help keep your subjects in your phone screen. And then there's the golden ratio, and this one is confusing and I don't understand it, so I'm not even going to try to explain it. I think I'm using it correctly though. And on the subject of subjects, let's talk about a few mods that allow you to be your own cast. So quite a few of you asked what this mod was that allowed me to change my skin at will, and that is the mod Essential. Not only does it let me swap between all of the skins I have uploaded, but it also allows me to buy cosmetics, which I have never put money into, and also allows me to do emotes. Ta-da! This mod adds a ton of stuff, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. One of the many roadblocks I've hit when making overly elaborate cinematics is lack of stunt double. Excuse you? Oh, sorry. Sometimes I need to be 2 places or more at once, and either no one is available, or it's too much work to set up a server, or too specific of an action to instruct another player, but with motion capture, none of these issues exist. This mod will allow you to record yourself, dress up as any player you want, and then replay that event back to you. These recordings aren't really there, so you can't fully interact with them like a normal player, but it does allow you to simulate a crowd of people or extras for your video. With some creative thinking, you can create some incredibly busy scenes with a single person. What is going on over there? Oh, there is 5 of me. But why stop at just players? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Babe 2, Pig in the City, Air Bud, Rango. What do these films have in common? They star non-human protagonists, and so too can your films. Identity gives you the powers to shapeshift into any mob you could possibly want. Unfortunately, it isn't compatible with motion capture though, and it only seems to be partially compatible with fresh animations. But most of the mobs work great, and if you're not using the resource pack, you shouldn't have any issues at all. And it even works with replay. How your camera makes the world feel can also make a huge difference for your atmosphere. You can do this in editing, of course, with color grading or a blur effect, but many people just opt to add shaders. But depending on the mood you're trying to convey to your audience, picking the wrong shader can make or break the viewer's immersion. If you're going for something spooky, chances are you don't want a bright and vibrant color palette. Or if you're going for something happy, you probably don't want a dull and grayscale theme. There are plenty of other awesome shaders out there, but I would like to pitch my favorite. Astralex. In addition to looking fantastic on its own, Astralex has some pretty awesome tools to help make every kind of content feel more cinematic. For starters, you'll notice by default when you crouch, these bars pop up on your screen. This is called letterboxing. Quick history lesson. Back in the old days, movies were shot with an aspect ratio of 4:3, which creates that boxy shape. The more TV started appearing in everyday homes, the less people were going out to see movies. Theaters then introduced CinemaScope, which is the 2.35:1 aspect ratio that feels so cinematic. As technology improved, screens started to get larger until now, where 16:9 or 9:16 if you're on a phone, became the norm. Those black bars come from the aspect ratio of the movie being different than that of the screen they are being played on. In Minecraft though, it's added as an overlay, which means it can be customized. You can change the size of each bar and whether or not you want it permanently on. Another trick you've probably noticed in movies is when a subject is in focus and then swaps that focus to another subject behind it. This is done with an effect called depth of field, and can be used to force your viewer to look at exactly what you want them to look at. It can bring focus to your subject, making it feel more prominent, and can make your shot feel less busy. And if you're trying for a very specific effect, this effect too can also be customized. You can adjust both the speed of the focus shift and the intensity of the blur. Color grading is also an important element of filmmaking. Most editors will do this in post with their editing software, but Astralex gives you the ability to customize a filter in-game. In my experience, finding the perfect combination can be a little tricky, but messing around with this effect is a great way to get started in the world of color grading. There are also many other features to experiment with in the shaders, including motion blur, chromatic aberration, birds, or any of the preset combination the pack includes. So go ham with it. Lastly, I have some homework for you. I believe that every single one of you is creative, and I want you to show that creativity. I'd like you to check out a really cool website called iCandy. Here you can find a ton of examples of creative cinematography in all sorts of media. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to pick 3 of these effects and do your best to recreate them inside of Minecraft. I'd also love for you guys to show me how you got around issues that might have come up during the project. After that, either upload them to YouTube and tag me, or send them to my Discord so I can see them. I wish you luck on the project, and I hope to see some super creative shots. But that does conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I will have one more video before I leave for my trip, and I will be back in early September. Have a wonderful day. Farewell, everybody. Bye-bye. All right, 2, let's do this. 1, go. Okay, here we go. Ready, here we go. We got this. In order, guys, in order. Shh. Remember your lines. You are my fire, the one desire. Believe when I say I want it that way. But we
nothing but a mistake. Tell me why